There are places in life that look impossibly barren, places where loss feels heavy and hope seems far away. Yet even in the emptiest soil, something new can begin. Sometimes all it takes is a single seed. This is the story of a woman who planted one seed a day, not to grow a garden, but to grow herself again. Once, the woman lived a life full of color and movement, but the world changed suddenly, leaving her with a quiet she didn't ask for. Her days blurred together, and her thoughts felt as scattered as dried leaves in the wind. Behind her small home stretched a wide patch of land, brown, empty, untouched. She had never cared for it before. It seemed as lifeless as she felt. But one morning, as she stood staring at that barren ground, something stirred in her. Not strength, not clarity, just the faintest whisper of wanting to try again. She reached into an old drawer and found a packet of seeds. They were small, light, and unremarkable, just like the days she had been living. And so, with little expectation, she pushed one seed into the soil. The next morning, she planted another seed, and the morning after that, another. There was nothing dramatic about the moments, no immediate transformation, no sudden joy, just a quiet ritual. One seed every sunrise. The land remained the same for a while, silent, bare. But something inside her began to shift. The act of planting gave shape to her days. It became a rhythm when her life had lost one. The seeds were tiny, but they held a promise she could touch. Each time her fingers met the soil, she felt a little more grounded herself. Each time she covered a seed, she felt a little less buried. Weeks later, after countless seed-sized moments of hope, she spotted it. A single thread of green breaking through the earth. It was fragile, almost trembling in the breeze, but unmistakably alive. She knelt beside it, feeling something awaken in her chest, something she hadn't felt in a long time. The sprout grew slowly, but its persistence encouraged her. The more she tended to the soil, the more life began to appear. A second sprout, a third, and then entire clusters rose where she had planted her quiet acts of faith. The land was changing, subtly, steadily, like healing itself. Months passed, and what was once barren earth transformed into a living tapestry. Tall flowers leaned toward the sun. Low-growing herbs curled along the soil. Delicate vines reached out as if searching for connection. The woman found herself waking each morning not out of routine, but out of anticipation. She watered, she pruned, she breathed again. The garden reflected something she had forgotten, that growth is slow, gentle, and patient, that healing does not arrive all at once, that small acts repeated faithfully can rebuild the pieces of a life. As the garden grew, others began to notice. Children paused at the fence, marveling at colors they had never seen in such abundance. Neighbors stopped to admire the transformation, believing it was simply a beautiful garden. But she knew the truth. Every bloom held a memory of the day it was planted. Every patch of color represented a moment she could have given up, but didn't. And as people admired the space, something remarkable happened. Her garden began to inspire others. Visitors left feeling lighter, reminded that even in dark seasons, something beautiful can grow. Her small daily seeds had become a source of hope, far beyond the borders of her yard. Life often feels overwhelming when we look at everything all at once. But change rarely arrives in sweeping waves. More often, it comes in tiny steps. A seed planted, a breath taken, a day lived with intention. The woman who planted one seed a day didn't set out to build a garden. She set out to survive. And in doing so, she created something that healed her and others. Her story reminds us that we don't need to have strength to begin. We only need to begin. One small act repeated with hope. Because every seed, no matter how small, carries the power to grow into something extraordinary. And sometimes the most beautiful gardens are born from the quiet decision to simply keep going.